Hey everyone, today is Tuesday, January 19th. The time is 2:58 p.m. and the temperature outside is 1 degree Celsius. I'm here at Main Street Station, which is located on line 2. And the plan for this walk is to head on up to Main Street and then I'll walk south to Danforth Avenue. And from there, I'll head east over to Dawes Road. And then it will be north to an interesting community called Crescent Town, where I've never actually been before. And I'll explore around there a bit. And then I'll take the Crescent Town Bridge over to Victoria Park Station. The station opened in 1968, and it became wheelchair accessible in 2004. So this here is Main Street. There's a look to the north.
I want to buy a hamburger.
And there's the 506 Carlton bus. Normally that would be a streetcar, but there's some work being done at various spots on that line. So just up ahead here is the intersection of Danforth Avenue and Main Street. And this part of town is known as Danforth Village. Just to the south of here, on the left-hand side, you'll find Danforth GO Station. These bike lanes here were installed last year. I've recorded a few rides down them, and they actually end at the street I'll be turning onto, which is Dawes Road. And for the most part, I'll be flying blind on this walk as I'll be covering streets that I've never actually been on before. This area is also known as East Danforth. There's a look north up Barrington Avenue. As you can probably tell, it doesn't look like the businesses on this stretch are doing so well. And to the west of here, along Danforth Avenue, is Greektown. And that's an area that's particularly known for their restaurants. And that also seems to be rather devastated due to these restrictions. There's a big box retailer. Dawes Road should be just up ahead here. And this is the former borough of East York. If you were to continue straight, you'll get to Victoria Park Avenue, where I'll eventually wind up. And on the other side of that is the former borough of Scarborough. There's a vape shop. I don't know if it's just me, but I seem to be noticing less of them since all the cannabis shops have moved in, or at least the legal ones. Here's a 23 Dawes Main Street Station bus. The sign here says Guest Avenue, but I don't see any road on the left. That must be it over there. It's kind of weird that they have the sign on this side so far away from it. So this area I am heading to is known as Crescent Town. It's a high-rise community that was opened in the early 70s. There's Dawes Road and Danforth Avenue. So I should be able to find my way over there just by heading north and then eventually making a right. So this is definitely a part of town I don't explore too often on this channel. I probably could have followed this laneway from the station over here. And it looks like we have someone engaged in a traffic stop. I think those towers off in the distance there are part of Crescent Town. This area is rather multicultural in that the population has a large number of Bangladeshi, Indian, Jamaican, Pakistani, and Tamil Canadians. And I think that stretch of Danforth is sometimes referred to as Little Bangladesh. And I have no idea what these houses would go for. Just over to my right is Dentonia Park. There's a big softball and soccer field there. That's pretty much the only time I've ever come to this area on my own was to play softball. But I usually just headed straight there from Victoria Park Station and didn't really wander around these streets too much. This here is Dentonia Park Avenue. So I'm assuming, oh, there goes the cop. That is Dentonia Park just over there. Also, to the east of here, just to the north of Victoria Park Station, is a city-run golf course that also goes by the name Dentonia. I played there once a long time ago, and I kind of remember hearing the subway trains rattle as you play. Golf is one sport that's sort of picked up in popularity during the pandemic. I wonder what this place is. It's a big old house that's been converted into something. Here is Secord Avenue. So I probably want to turn right on one of these streets up here. Perhaps this one even. Oh, there's no traffic coming. Just in case you don't believe me. There's a really nice old house. Does this street have a name? Midburn Avenue. "4K Developments Incorporated." So those would be the towers of Crescent Town just up ahead. It's my understanding that it's a self-contained community. It was sort of built with the necessary amenities within it. I think there's a school and a community center and various retail stores, and it is connected directly to Victoria Park subway station, which I'll be taking. Here's some interesting homes. So up ahead here should be Dentonia Park, and if you continue straight across Dentonia Park, you'll find a bridge that'll take you across Victoria Park Avenue into the subway station. And on the left, these should be the Goodward apartments. So let's cut through the park here and see if I can get my way into the Crescent Town complex itself. That's the softball field I play at least during non-pandemic years. Just off in the distance there. Oh, and there's a subway train, 2 subway trains going by well off in the distance. And one of the unique things about this community is I think all of these buildings are connected via above-ground walkways. And Crescent Town has a mix of condominiums and rental apartments. I've heard it's not the best for your health to live next to power lines like this. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I've heard stories of people having increased rates of cancer and reduced lifespans. That's where I'm trying to head over there. And I remember hearing that Kiefer Sutherland was one of the first residents to move into Crescent Town. And I think he even went to the school that's inside the complex. So we'll see if we can find that.
And to be so young, you just have to come.
So straight ahead there is the tunnel you can take across, or rather the bridge to Victoria Park Station that'll head over Victoria Park Avenue. I'm going to head down this way and try to get into the apartment complex, or at least the grounds of it. That's an interesting way to store whatever you call those things. There's certainly a lot of trash on that balcony. So I think this development was viewed as something of an experiment. When it was first built. This was originally farmland owned by the Massey family, dating back to the 1800s. So I think this is Crescent Town Road. There's one of the above ground walkways I talked about that'll connect these towers to this side. So residents going to the subway station don't have to go the way I did. Maybe if I can figure it out, I can take that way when I head back into, or not back into, but rather to Victoria Park Station. So this road here leads out to Victoria Park Avenue on the east end, and on the west end it leads to Dawes Road, which is what I came up. And I don't think the rental buildings here have the best reputation in terms of things like maintenance and upkeep, bed bugs and cockroaches and that sort of thing. So that would be Victoria Park Avenue, and the golf course would be just to the north of there. And this is known as the Marketplace, Crescent Town Community Center. There's a daycare, a center for seniors, a swimming club, and various retailers. And I think that's the school on the right. Seems to be a bit of a maze. Crescent Town Elementary School. There's a look at some of the towers. This part is known as Massey Square, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, these ones are actually condos. And these buildings over here are rental buildings. And that might be where I go to get up to the walkway. Let's just take a peek in here. On the way over, I did look up to see what rents were in the rental buildings. So I have that on my phone here. I found bachelors starting at $11.40, one bedrooms at $13.41, and two bedrooms starting from $7.59 or $17.59, and that does not include hydro. So that sounds a bit steep. I'd be interested, sorry, I can't speak today, or any other day, to hear the comments and feedback of anyone who's lived or grown up in this community and what their experiences were like. I don't really think there's going to be much more to see than this. So maybe I can head over to an above ground walkway. Here's the part where I might get lost because I have no idea where I'm going. That building is 5 Massey Square. Those rents were for buildings on Crescent Town Road. Specifically, they were buildings 7, 9, and 11. That building way off in the distance there with the large 30 on it kind of reminds me of a lot of the apartments in Korea. You'd see a block of maybe 10 or 15 buildings that all look exactly the same, and they'd have large numbers written on them. So when you're trying to tell the taxi where you're going, you tell them the name of the complex and then the number of the building, and they just kind of have to look up and find it. Oh, this is kind of neat. We'll check the courtyard out of these buildings. Private property, no trespassing, no loitering, no drinking, no smoking, no game playing, no bicycles, no rollerblades. I think these here are condo style townhomes. I'm certainly not a fan of these pre-planned communities like this. They're not well integrated into the rest of the city. Although I guess here you're relatively close to Danforth Avenue, which is a major retail stretch. And you do have the I almost said subway relatively close, so that's not so bad. There's a Hasty Market. or Azad Supermarket. There's a pharmacy. So I'm assuming this is the walkway here that goes over the street. Yep, we found it. So that would be Dentonia Park. So from here, I just need to find the bridge that crosses over to Victoria Park Station. So for all those people requesting that I do videos in Scarborough, well, the last couple of minutes of this video will be in Scarborough. Looks like there's the management and rental office. So these are the buildings, I'm assuming, that have the units for rent that I mentioned. There's also 3-bedroom units that go for more. And the sign says Subway to the left. They look like pretty deep balconies. That certainly wouldn't be a good thing if the residents aren't allowed to bring their bicycles up to their balconies for storage or into their units. Some buildings have that policy. I personally would not trust locking my bike up. Not in this city. There's Dentonia Park. So over here should be the subway tracks. I was hoping I could catch a train or two roll by. There's where the train dips into the underground portion. And that would be the bridge I'm about to cross. I'm just kind of hoping I catch a train go by. Oh, and my luck, as soon as I give up on that and go inside, we'll hear one. Oh, there's a train in the station, it looks like. And I've got my wish. There's a westbound train heading all the way to Kipling. And here comes an eastbound train. on that note, I will slip on my mask because I'll be heading inside. I am wearing a winter toque, so it's a bit harder to loop it under the ears. There we go. I don't normally do this on my videos, but there we go. I always put the mask on crooked, but little vlog style action. That's Dentonia Park in the back. Flip the camera back around and in we go. So this would be Victoria Park Avenue. I'm passing over, that's the subway tracks just to the right. And a few minutes to the north of there, you'll find Danforth Avenue. Train going by. Just gonna take a look at the golf course there. Let's look north up Victoria Park. So the right side is Scarborough, and the left side is East York. Well, they're both former boroughs, now just the city of Toronto. And it's good to see some wheelchair accessibility on this side. Sounds like there's a train rolling in. I wonder if that's my train. Can I make it? Not gonna try. I do not want to be the guy who gets stuck in the doors. It's worth a try though. Since I'm transferring northbound at Bloor-Yonge, I'll just head to the far east of the platform. And it looks like not catching that train cost me 6 minutes. All right, I hope you enjoyed this rather different walk from Main Street Station to the community of Crescent Town, and then on to Victoria Park Station. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there are links to my Patreon account in the description and my Instagram. And you can also check out channel memberships on the main YouTube page itself, or rather the channel's YouTube page. And don't forget to check out my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. North Walkway to Teasdale Place. And on that note, I'll end the video, so stay safe guys, and I will catch you on the next one.